All right, welcome back. We continue on the Bordas and Bordas Hotline. We're right here on the Sports Call presented by Ireland Contracting. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier with you at 412-575-2600. So now the Steelers need to go to work. They're getting closer to their pick. The New England Patriots took a guard, and they certainly need some help on their offensive line. So, Gene, you can go safety here, you can go corner here, you can go wide receiver here, running back, quarterback. You can do a lot of different things, but inside linebacker would be a reach, I would consider at this point, since the people they like are gone. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you'll see, leaning. I think you'll see them leaning hard now toward a safety or a running back. I do. All right, let's go to the lines. We got a lot of people want to talk. Ken in Clearfield, you're up. What's up, Ken? How are you?
Hey, Bob. How you doing tonight?
Good, thanks.
Hey,
what do you think?
Oh, I love you guys. Love your show. Hey, what a comeback tonight on the Penguins. Down 2-0, third period, and Sidney Crosby said, "We're not going to let this guy intimidate us." And I think Sidney Crosby intimidates Ovechkin. I really do.
Well, first of all, I thought it was that goal.
Can still a game on the road like that, and they make it two without Malkin. Malkin's playing Sunday. We're looking at a 5-game series. That's it.
I would not go that far, Ken. No, and I would say this to you.
Why not a 4-game
Washington
series?
Lost the first 2 games of their Columbus series, both at home, and they won 4 straight. Columbus is not Pittsburgh, Gene, but at the same time, you never know how these things are going to go. But
that's why we're sitting here.
Yeah, and the Penguins, the one thing they've shown over this Stanley Cup run for 2 years in a row and into this year, resilience. They know how to overcome things, and they don't get fazed by them either.
No, and there's no team that the Penguins play in the postseason, at least in recent history, by which I mean the last 5 years, that they look so comfortable against as the Capitals. They're down a game, down 2 games, down a goal, down 2 goals, down 3 goals. They still look comfortable, Exhibit A being tonight.
All right, line 4 we go. Brad in Punxsutawney joins us. Hello, Brad.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
A couple things I got from tonight. One, of course, the obvious was the Crosby line that, came really together in that third period stretch. But I'll tell you who I thought played a solid game tonight, even though you're not going to see his name on the score sheet, is Kessel set some people up tonight. There were, I think, good opportunities, and I thought it was really nice to see him be active, even though, like I said, he didn't show anything on the scoreboard. As far as how many games, I still think it's going to be a 7-game series.
Me
and
too.
After watching tonight, that didn't change my mind. But
all right, thank
I'll hang
you.
up and listen to what you guys have to say.
Appreciate it, Brad. I agree. 7 games. Kessel, the one thing, Gene, I found out about Gene Kessel, or Phil Kessel, whoever it would be.
Or Phil Collier.
Or Phil Collier, yeah. is that he, I knew of his sniping ability and his shot, but the more you see him in Pittsburgh, the more you appreciate his passing skills because they are as good as most people that you would expect, people like Malkin or Crosby. I mean, he's that good.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Phil Kessel. I don't think he has, the supreme play reading ability that somebody like Crosby has or somebody like Lemieux had, but his passing ability is tremendous and instantaneous, and he did put a lot of pressure on the Capitals tonight, and it was important that he did because Malkin was not there.
All right, back to the line we go. It's line 2, Clarion, Pennsylvania. Dave, what's up, Dave?
Hey, Bob, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to take out of tonight's game was I just wanted to make sure that Holtby didn't get too confident. And after 2 periods, when we were banging things off the pipes, and I was sitting there thinking, okay, this guy's played well the last, 4 games against Columbus. I at least want to see us maybe get one behind him. And when you take a look at his reaction on the second and third goals, you can tell in his head it's still spinning on there. And so, not only do you win game 1 in the way that you do, I think Holtby's confidence, took a big shot tonight. And like I said, I agree with Brad from Punxsutawney. I think it's still going to go 7 games, but I like the fact that Holtby's now going to start questioning himself.
And he was kind of vulnerable to begin with. That's a good call, Gene, because he had come off a situation in the previous series where, he lost his job, he regained it, he was gaining this confidence, but he has this bugaboo like a lot of net miners have against the Penguins. He seemed a little at the end very uncertain of himself. Yeah,
and this is one of the first opportunities for the Penguins in this series. I mean, a lot of these playoff series turn on what momentum you can seize, and that looks like an opportunity to really turn the series toward themselves. Will it happen? I have no idea.
Line 5, Judy in Finleyville. Hey, Judy.
Hey, love your show. Watch you every night.
We
Don't
appreciate
go to
that.
bed until I watch you.
Aren't you lovely?
We don't either. No.
Yeah, we have to be here until we see you go to bed. So we're all good.
Well, first of all, I just want to say the Penguins are awesome, and even with Malkin and Hagelin out, the younger guys come up, and it just shows the coaching and how everything lines up for them, and they pull through and do what needs to be done. And then the second thing I want to say is, what is your thought on them bringing back the Pirates, the Jung Ho-Go?
Yeah, that was one of those stories we kind of buried here, but it's so much stuff going on. That's a good question, Judy. Thank you. We'll talk about it. Gene, I was surprised this came out of left field, to use a baseball term.
Really, yeah.
All of a sudden, he is fine. He got a U.S. visa. He's coming back. He's going to Pirate City. I think they better make sure they have someone to drive him around for sure, and I don't say that with sarcasm. I'm serious. I don't like guys who have 3 offenses of this, convicted of it, and could have gotten, he could have killed people.
Right.
But aside from that, he hasn't played a lot of baseball, and the little he has, we've seen he hasn't been very good.
No, I think just from a baseball standpoint, I would be very surprised if Jung Ho-Gung ever made it back to the Pirates. I think he's so far behind now. He's not necessarily, I don't know as to the health of his knee specifically, but he hasn't played in a long time. In the brief spurt that he played in the Dominican, he was terrible. So he has a long way to go beyond just the minimum. I don't think they can recall him for 45 days technically, but I still doubt you'll see him in a Pirate uniform at the Major League level.
Let's get one more call before we go. Brad in Saxonburg. Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good. How are you? I just wanted to say that I thought Bouchard and Riley Shane, even from the last series, looks pretty good lately, and Bouchard looked pretty good tonight. And as long as Malcolm comes back healthy, I think Penn's in 6 this series and all the way to the Cup. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Yeah, you saw the justification from Jim Rutherford and going after center depth. He did it with Riley Shane. He did it with Derek Brassard. I think Brassard is one of those, Gene, where nobody really expected them to pull it off just because, the asking price was rumored to be so high, but somehow he got it done, and those 2 guys are valuable.
Well, he just mentioned it's all the way to the Cup, so I was just trying to recall the parade route, so if you could help me with that, Bob. Do you remember what it was?
What's that?
The parade route.
Oh, the parade route.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what he's talking about.
Is that
all
what
the
he
way
said?
to the Cup.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. They were talking to me in my ear. You were talking. I didn't understand. I think it's a good time for a break, and we'll take it right now. Call us at 412-575-2600 right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.